Welcome to the Romance Podcast, the return.
I was going to say, welcome back.
I think this is our third episode of season 2.
Sorry.
And I know last time we said we were going to be better. Life is just really, really busy.
It's aggressive. I would choose the word aggressive.
Yeah, not just, your career, my career. We have a family, 2 boys, totally different ages, 11 and 15 months. It's just a lot. It's been a lot. But Kenzie made me promise, and I promise you, and she promises you, that now that we are back, we are back bi-weekly.
So we had a bunch of stuff coming up, and he was like, oh, want to record a podcast? I go, we're not coming back until you feel confident that we can put it out on our normal schedule. Yeah. I don't want to do it and then stop again and then do it. So I'm like, once you feel confident, and honestly, we just had this threshold that we had to get through. Yeah. I always call May my hell month. I'm sorry.
It's hell because it's my birthday. It's Tristan's birthday. It's graduation.
And it's hell because of that.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Well, honestly, it is always obviously both of your birthdays, and your birthdays are within 2 days of each other.
Yeah, May 17th, May 19th, yeah.
And so it's really aggressive because a lot of times it's like, okay, I take my husband out to celebrate, and then he celebrates also with his family or maybe friends. And then Tristan, obviously we do a family celebration, and he does a friends party. So you're looking at 4 parties in a week.
But to clarify really fast, you said I celebrate with you, and then my family, and then you say, and friends. When was the last time that I celebrated with friends?
I don't know. I don't remember everything.
Because it doesn't exist.
When's the last time you went out with friends for your birthday?
Well, you just said when's the
whatever you do some. I'm saying I take you individually, and then you do some type of group thing, whether it's your family, friend,
it's family,
a group thing.
Family,
so whatever.
I want to apologize.
When have I celebrated with friends ever?
What are you doing tonight?
For my birthday?
No, but just in general, what are you doing tonight?
You go out to dinner with friends. You're okay. On drugs.
All right, well, let's rewind for a second. We were talking about my birthday first, and my birthday was end of May, middle to end of May, and Kenzie's birthday was in April. You guys all know I took her to Mexico for a much needed vacation, a much needed break, right?
Yeah.
And never to be outdone, Kenzie for my birthday, she takes me to the Cubs White Sox game at Wrigley Field, which was awesome. Cubs swept the Sox. That's how we do it.
Yeah, baby.
So it was a great day. It was awesome weather. It was a great game. And for me, that was present enough. Something about me is I don't really care about presents. I really, really don't. I'd rather you focus on Tristan. I'd rather focus on Kenzie. You get to a certain age where it's kind of I don't really care about giving me gifts, right? And you definitely feel the opposite about that when it comes to you.
It's that I think, and I will say, I also give really good gifts.
You give great gifts, yes.
It's definitely not I want to get gifts and I don't want to give them, right? Yes. I think I'm somebody, maybe gift giving is a love language of mine. I never took that test. That's what love language is.
It is, for sure.
But I probably is, honestly. Yeah. I think that shows how much you care about somebody. So I always go really hard for everyone's birthdays, holidays, Valentine's Day, because I think it's a way of showing my love. That's why. Yeah. And because I operate like that, if somebody doesn't and not somebody, it's not my friends all have to give me gifts. I don't mean that. It's really my relationship.
It's me.
It is. It's my relationship. So it's it would really hurt my feelings if you just didn't do anything, especially because that's what it's for me, it's okay, this is my time to shine. It's your birthday and I'm your wife. Yes. I feel that way. Yes. And so I want that reciprocated. You should feel it's your time to step up during my birthday because we're each other's partners.
And I did.
Yes, and you did. Yes. And so, but just to clarify, I love throwing a big old birthday too. I think that's really important.
Yeah. You love giving gifts and you love getting gifts.
Yes.
I really don't want gifts for myself. Everyone's what do you want for your birthday? It's hard. I don't have a list, and you said it before where it's if I want something, I go out and buy it.
You're like that. You're very hard to get stuff for. You are a buyer. And let's be honest, you don't have tons of things you're into. You don't drink any alcohol. Some people have favorite whiskeys and stuff. Yeah. You don't smoke. Some people love cigars, things that you don't love that. Yeah. And honestly, a lot of guys are into really recreational sports, which you could buy gear for. Golfing, you need a golfing wardrobe, right? Well, the only thing you like is baseball, and you've season tickets, so you've bought everything. Now we've sold all of our season tickets this year. We just, we decided.
Well, the Cubs they're doing really good, so it's
easy to sell them.
High demand, right?
So his tickets weren't our season tickets for his birthday. Let me clarify. I went out and got some, but it's you do the season tickets. And then you have, not only could I get you Cub stuff though, you have an entire closet full of Cub stuff. Sometimes I'm like, what am I going to do? Get you another jersey?
I have,
it just,
I have 2 closets. You have the gigantic grand closet in our house, but I have 2 closets, and majority of them are Chicago Cubs gear and a lot of Chicago Bulls gear.
Yeah.
I used to work for the Bulls, and we used to give us outfits like every single game.
All the gear.
So I have a gigantic Bulls and Cubs closet.
Right.
So to buy me Cubs shirts.
Right, and I know you would like them, but it's like you have a million. There's tags on some of those shirts, and they're great ones. It's not you don't like them, you just have a lot. Yeah. So you are hard to buy for. Like even like a lot of people are like coffee drinkers. You get them different blends. No,
I love iced tea.
Yeah, but like you like your kind of iced tea. That's it. Like
although your parents got me a really cool iced tea gift a couple years ago, or last year was it? It was like a peach infused tea.
And you loved that.
Oh, I loved it. It was so good. All right. Anyways, so
you're tricky.
Cub socks. It was a great day. You took me to an Argentinian steakhouse after that.
Tango Sir.
So good, delicious, so good. Our waiter wasn't great. Remember?
He wasn't great. No. He was disappearing a lot.
The place was great. The food was great. And I don't even think he was like mean. I think it was a language barrier. I think he just didn't understand us.
I don't know, but you would order and he'd just kind of look at you and he'd leave.
Yeah.
You know how people are like, great choices, let me get those in. Yeah. You would talk to him and he'd walk away. And you're like, do you think did he write that down? Like it was the most, like he wouldn't acknowledge you. It was like he stared at a wall when he looked at you and then walked away. And I'm like, we'll see if food comes up. I'm not even sure because he said nothing. So.
I still think there was a language barrier. The place is awesome though. We will definitely go back. Great place.
Yeah, it was
food,
awesome.
Awesome. Very, very cool. So for me, that was present enough. But no, that's not what Kenzie does. She surprised me with something that I really did want, but I knew it was very, very expensive. And as a family, we have other things to spend our money on right now versus this. But she surprised me anyways with 2 tickets to go see Morgan Wallen in Madison, Wisconsin at Camp Randall, which apparently is where like the Wisconsin Badgers play.
Yeah.
And I heard it's like 70,000 people, and Morgan Wallen is my favorite artist. Like, I mean, he's also one of your favorite artists as well. The concert is not just Morgan Wallen, he's the headliner. Miranda Lambert is the opening act for him, and
I love her. I'm very excited Miranda Lambert.
You love Miranda. And I love Ella Langley, and she's
great. She's there.
She's the opener. So like literally,
it's almost like a mini music festival. Yeah. Honestly, it's like 3 artists you'd really want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see like that's like a one full day lineup at Windy City Smokeout. That's what it feels like, honestly. So
I'm so she got me. You can see in the video right now on YouTube. I got the new Morgan Wallen T-shirt.
Yes.
So I'm rocking that right now for the podcast. I wear this also at the concert.
And that's how he opened it. He opened the shirt, and then at the bottom of the box was like the concert flyer. So.
And I really was not expecting that because for me, honestly, Cub socks was more than enough. And then the steakhouse, like that, like for me, that's a birthday. Like that's awesome. I'm good.
Well, that was us celebrating your birthday, and then this was your present for your birthday.
Man, Morgan Wallen. Now we've seen him. I've seen him. This will be my 3rd time because I interviewed him. Yeah, well, because
a long time ago.
Yeah, when I was working in country radio, he did something for us. I want to say over at Joe's Live, possibly, or Joe's on Weed, and we interviewed him, and he's crazy. He was crazy back then, but then you and I saw him at Wrigley Field. I mean, I'm a Cubs guy, Morgan Wallen guy. There was nothing better than seeing Morgan Wallen at Wrigley Field, and now he's that much bigger.
He's exploded, man.
And we are seeing him at a stadium of like 70,000 people, and I'm so excited. So thank you, great birthday gift. I'm really excited. Love Morgan Wallen. His new album is incredible. It's like 37 songs. Came out on my birthday eve. Woo. I mean, it's like my birthday was really Morgan Wallen infused.
It was. So this is like the funny tidbit. I pulled every string available in our arsenal that we can tug at.
Yeah.
And it's a no-go. They're like, these tickets you can't touch them. You can't get them. With Miranda Lambert on the bill, with LA, like, it's just not happening.
Meaning, like, we have perks in this city because of what we do, where we get free tickets here and there. Actually, back in the day, you used to get free tickets a lot. That has changed. But there's still perks here and there, and you tried all of them, and everyone was like, sorry, cannot do it.
They're like, and people try it. They're like, literally, I can't even get tickets. Like, that was their response. Like, people who I thought who work in the country world, I'm like, hey, and here's the thing, it's not always a free ticket.
Right.
Sometimes you're looking, like artists have tickets on hold, and you can get them for a way better deal. So maybe I would have spent $200 a ticket, and then none of the crazy fees online.
Perfect
Things
example,
like that.
Taylor Swift, we went to go see, I think for my birthday a couple years ago, actually.
Yeah, that was your birthday.
And our good friend Eric Bradley was able to buy them through the artist's hold.
Right.
So we got Taylor Swift tickets at Soldier Field, like the biggest tour of all time. We got tickets for face value, which was in itself amazing because they were going for like thousands of dollars.
And you can avoid like the insane online like ticket, like what's it called? Like the tax that they throw on it. Like it's $100 in fees.
Yeah,
like they just avoid that kind of stuff. So the hookup isn't always like, oh, can I get it for free? It's like, can I just get it for a normal price instead of, so I was not able to do that because that's the first thing he asked me. He's like, oh, were we able to get a deal? I'm like, we were not able to get a deal. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be in shape at this show because we are not going to be buying dinner for a few days.
I'm so excited. I mean, he's the best, dude.
It's going to be awesome.
And also, for me, like, gifts like this are cool. Like, you love Morgan Wallen. I love Morgan Wallen. We're going together to go see Morgan Wallen. That's a win for both of us. You know, I took you to Mexico for your birthday. I love going to Mexico. That was a fun trip. That's what I always try to say. Like, I don't mind spending the money. It's like for Christmas, we've kind of argued in the past about, I just feel like we should just do like one big family trip every year and or just a couples trip for me and you. And like, we both kind of like do that for each other. And you don't like that idea, but I don't want to get into the fighting about it all, but I'm saying like, I enjoy that. Like I love that you got this on my birthday, but I love even more that we're both going to enjoy the concert because you love Morgan as well.
Yeah, it'll be good.
You're like so mad right now. But,
no, I'm not.
But I want to, before we move on, I don't know if I ever told you, but I have a Morgan Wallen story the first time I met him. Have you heard this before?
I may have. Was it in Vegas?
It was in Vegas.
Yes.
So I was working in country radio, and they flew us out to Vegas for the ACMs or they have so many different CMAs. It was something. I want to say ACMs though. But and we literally did the press junket and got to interview every single country artist you could do, and it was awesome. I mean, Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert, Sam Hunt. I mean, anybody you could think of. Morgan Wallen had just started out. He had the song Up Down, which was with FGL, and he may have had whiskey glasses. But here's my Morgan Wallen story. So he was about a few minutes late for our interview, and the dude reeked of alcohol. I mean, he reeked of it. And he puts his arms around me, and he's like, dude, I've been up all night. I haven't gone to sleep yet. I was out. I mean, he was a hot mess, right? And we were broing out. Like, I mean, I get that. I've done that before when I was younger. Like, I understand. But he was like so drunk, so hungover, and reeked of like vodka, right? Okay. And I really, I loved Up Down and Whiskey Glasses. I love that song. Yeah. But I remember thinking to myself, this guy's not gonna make it, man, because he's a mess. Like he's not gonna
be able to handle it.
Yeah. He can't handle the fame. Now, fast forward. He has had a lot of problems in the world, musically and tabloid-wise, but the dude has made it. I mean, I'll give him credit. Like, he's a trooper. There has been controversy after controversy, but he has overcome them all and become the biggest country artist on the planet.
Anybody else who would have done one of the things he's done, career over, cancel.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like, you know when you see the visual of like a football player with football and there's like 75 guys on him and he's still that's like Morgan Wallen with this controversy.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Making it to the line.
And I had a glimpse of it in Vegas, like when he first started, but I'll give him credit, man. He was actually really cool back then. Like, I know he was like hungover, but he was
being nice.
He wasn't mean. We were like broing out about it. He was like confiding in me, like, I'm so drunk. And then years later, he proved me wrong, man. He is the biggest country artist on the planet. And
good for him.
And the cool thing about him, though, is he's still that guy. I mean, he may have stopped drinking a little bit, like that much, but like he's still that wild and crazy guy. People just love him for him, and I give him credit for that. I really do.
He's, you know what? You get what you get, bitch. Okay, that's Morgan Wallen. Yeah. You get what you get.
So I'm excited. Thank you for such a great present. You're Cannot wait for this. We also, part of the reason we kind of delayed our this episode was we took a flight and a trip down to Orlando, Florida. Yes. And why was that, honey?
One of my best friends got married.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for her. She's an amazing, amazing person. Yeah. I met her back in Tampa a long time ago. We were both judges on a collard greens festival panel.
Collard greens. Okay, yeah.
And that is how we met. We were judging those collard greens.
What experience do you have with collard greens? How do they pick you to be a collard greens?
As if I don't have. I love collard greens. Okay. Are you serious?
I don't think I've had them before.
Oh my God. Well, then you shouldn't be on the panel. I should.
No, yeah. I mean,
I crushed it on that panel.
If somebody were to be like, "Hey, you want to be on our collard greens panel?" I'd be like, "I'm a wrong fit. Sorry."
So I was the right fit, anyways. And so our friendship started there, and we've remained friends now. I mean, good Lord, I would say close to 9 to 10 years, which is crazy to think about.
She's very, very cool and very supportive of you.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't live here. She lives in...
Now she lives in DC.
But she's been in like Ohio. She was in Florida, and she's come to all of our stuff, like showers and weddings and Marino's first birthday party. She's made an effort to come to everything. And I will tell you this, because we have a little baby who's not 15 months, and if you listen to season 1, the challenges we've had, ups and downs, and he's awesome. He's the most adorable little baby. He is still crazy though. And we don't do a lot of things that we may want to do or even kind of think we should do. Like there are certain weddings I'd be like, no, we can't do that. Like we can't go, or certain things like our friends are going somewhere, like, sorry, we can't go. We got Marino,
Right.
But Jasmine, your friend who has come to everything of yours and ours, no, we can't miss that. I understand why you want to reciprocate that. So we made a conscious effort of like, we are going to Orlando. Your parents drove in. No, they flew in actually from Minnesota to watch Marino. Tristan had a baseball tournament, so he was out playing ball. And so we were able to make it work, and it was really, really cool. We had a lot of fun that weekend.
We had an awesome weekend.
Besides the wedding, which we'll get to, what was our favorite part of the trip?
Discovery Cove.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Now, I used to live in Florida, but one thing, and I've gone to every amusement park, I've gone to most of the attractions. I lived in Tampa, so still like Orlando's like an hour or two away. But I still have done a lot of it, okay? I had never done Discovery Cove, and I was really excited about it because one thing about that place is it's all inclusive when you go. It closes at 5, so it's basically like breakfast and lunch is what's all inclusive.
Yeah.
So you kind of just supposed to spend your day there, and they were getting married at 6 at night.
On Saturday?
Yeah, so we flew in Friday, and I'll tell you a funny thing about Friday in a second. But Saturday, I'm like, I know this sounds aggressive, but maybe we should go to Discovery Cove all day and like be at this amazing place and these amazing pools, breakfast and lunch included. We'll leave around like 3 or 4, and that gives us an hour and a half, 2 hours to get ready for the wedding and then go. Like, I know it's a long day, but like, what else are we doing? We're gonna sit around?
Yeah.
I mean, we're here.
And she had to pitch this to me because I am actually the kind of guy that does want to sit around and lay by the pool all day. Like I really, our lives are so busy here in Chicago that flying to Orlando, I wanted to lay by the pool for 2 straight days and do nothing. So she had to pitch this to me because I was like, all right, is like lay by the pool, maybe get a massage, like, but okay, so keep going. Sorry.
So the Discovery Cove is incredible. It's basically like this man-made oasis. When you are there, you feel like you're like in Hawaii or something. There's flamingos, sharks, dolphins, those little like monkeys, I forget the name of them because they're like mini ones. There's like a bird aviary, so you're seeing like parrots and macaws. Like it's just this incredible sanctuary. It's all sand. They also limit the amount of tickets they sell, so you're never like cramped. And their pool, like it looks like a river in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievable. Those waterfalls.
That's the best part. It's like the lazy river, if you will. They call it something else, but it's
they call theirs the winding river, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it's like a lazy river, but it's literally like you're floating through jungles and like natural waterfalls and this gorgeous scenery, and it is
and like
awesome.
They have the netting over the aviary area.
I purposely decided to not pronounce that.
Aviary area. Well, it's weird to say. I get the aviary area. And so like literally, like here you are, you're going under a waterfall, and then a parrot's flying over your head. Like it's unbelievable.
It's awesome. And if you don't believe us, go watch our video. It's on our socials at Kenzie and Roman. We did like a really cool like recap video of it all, and you'll get a glimpse of how amazing this place is. And actually on TikTok, it's starting to gain steam. People are like searching for it, and so they see our video.
Those travel ones are really cool because say like your travel videos don't go like crazy right away. People do look it up as they're figuring out things to do, and they're like, they look it up on TikTok or whatever. We've seen that with a lot of our travel videos.
Our
is the
Cancun, your birthday,
Cancun, like things like
your
that.
Your birthday one we put on TikTok, and it didn't blow up right away, but like every day and every week we're getting more and more, and it's like thousands and thousands of views now because people are searching for that resort that we tagged in there. So, anyways, Discovery Cove, you can actually go to at Kenzie and Roman and watch our recap video. It is gorgeous. I highly recommend if you go to Florida, Orlando in particular, make this a priority. It is really, really cool. And I'm starting to see people commenting on our videos saying, oh, I just booked it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get a code. We don't have a code.
No.
We don't get any money for it.
We just paid the damn price.
We just love you for listening. And this is highly recommended. Like, you want to go to Discovery Cove.
And it is really cool. So if you're going, even if you're going with kids, anybody listening with kids, the all-inclusive part, it's everything all day. So they have like slushy machines, snack areas, dessert. There's no cap on it. And like you see kids, they're so amped because like, I can have a blue slushie. Like they're so excited. And like, if you're going to pay the price, at least like don't have to like limit and be like, I can't believe we're spending more. Like you could just, I love when you can buy a ticket for anything all inclusive and just be like, you know what? We're here. Do whatever you want. Sure. You don't have to be like, oh, no cake. It's $17.
So the tickets, I will say, are not cheap.
Nope.
Okay. They were very much worth it, but we went on a Saturday because we had to. If you're planning a trip, if you go like on a Monday through Thursday,
they're way cheaper.
Tickets are way cheaper. You get the same stuff. And, but yeah, anyways.
And probably even less crowded, to be honest. So.
It was awesome. So anyways, we were there for the wedding. The wedding itself was gorgeous.
Yes.
Everyone there was so great to us. It was a great reception, but every bride's worst nightmare. What happened, honey?
I felt so bad. My heart broke. So I am walking through the lobby. I was getting coffee and we just got back from Discovery Cove and I bump into my, bestie's fiance, now husband. And I'm like, shouldn't you be in a suit? Like, whatever. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I've been dealing with a lot. We're moving the wedding inside. I go, oh no. So the only lucky thing is the only thing outside was the ceremony. Mm-hmm. So cocktail and reception were inside. So it wasn't like bring it all in. And mind you, it had been a gorgeous day. We were just outside of Discovery Cove. It was perfect.
It was gorgeous Friday and Saturday. Like, and I was shocked.
I know. I go, is there supposed to rain? Because as he was saying this, it was perfectly sunny out also. And he goes, it's supposed to rain at 6 when the wedding starts. So I'm like, like it made me so mad for her because she had this whole like whimsical garden vision. And that was because, so the resort that they picked for their wedding, like that's where we stayed. And it was basically on like this golf course area. So you had fountains, golf course, tons of trees, and then all the decor and like flowers and stuff she ordered matched that. And so they did move it inside and they've had like a ballroom they kind of cut in half and turned it in. And I mean, luckily she bought beautiful decor for outside that they were able to move in, of course. Yeah. So it was so cute. Like she had like these like umbrellas and like those like spinny bushes and all that. But my heart did break for her because I know what she imagined and what she wanted with like this garden vision. And I'm so sad.
The problem is too, I talked to her later on in the night and she felt more at peace because it eventually did rain. But the threat was the reason they moved it in was because of the threat. Imagine you move everything inside.
And it didn't rain.
And it doesn't rain, right? Because I mean, you know how it is wherever you're from right now. They call for rain. It rains, it doesn't. Like you don't know.
Right, or it rains for like 2 minutes. Yeah. And you're like, what the hell?
But she said right as the wedding was about to start, she saw it raining outside.
Right, so they made the right decision.
They made the right decision.
And honestly, it was like sticky as hell that day.
The thing. I feel like
everybody ended up being like listen, all of the bitches' faces would have been melted off. They would have been on the floor for sure.
All of the bitches' faces would have been
on the floor. So, and I would have done it happily because it would have looked phenomenal.
Well, that's the thing is that they had a vision for outside.
Totally.
And I wish it could have happened for them. But as a guest, I'm in a suit,
Because he said that to me. He goes, I could have wear the whole suit outside. I go, yeah, you're not going to show up in like a t-shirt. Like, you got to dress up.
It was like 97 degrees.
It was a hot day.
In the afternoon. So, like, I think her guests probably enjoyed themselves more being inside the whole time.
Right.
But I know her vision was, I wanted that for her.
It's like the half glass full. Like, it's not what you wanted, but I bet everybody was more comfortable. And honestly, even both of them, like, you never know. You could look back and be like, I am a sweaty mess in these photos because we were outside. Like, so they both looked calm, cool, collected. So it was beautiful. Nothing else had to be moved. I mean, I would rather just move the 30-minute ceremony versus also cocktail versus also your reception the whole night with music and stuff. So at least it was just that. That's why it's safe to have some things be, set for the indoors. But I did feel so bad for her because that's a really stressful call.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had to deal with that in Mexico. I mean, like, we were getting married. We were outside for the ceremony and the reception. So had it rained or
we were inside for our ceremony. We were in a chapel.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're out. Was I there?
So that's not true.
My bad. So it was reversed. We were in, but you still, as an outdoor resort, you had to like walk outside to get to the chapel.
So our cocktail was full blown outside.
Yes.
And then our reception was outside. Thank you so much. Like, that's not even, we got married in a chapel.
Damn it.
Yeah. In a covered church.
It was like 2 years ago. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. You can't remember that. So that was covered. So I felt good about that because I knew the ceremony would for sure happen there no matter what. So that like takes something off your tray. I was like, okay, cocktails outside. But you obviously won't remember this, but our cocktail was right next to a building with a bar in it. So I'm like, I suppose if it's raining, that was like the backup plan. Yeah. We could let everybody go in that building. There's couches and stuff like that. It's a resort. So there was that area in there, and there was a bar in there. So I'm like, okay, worst case scenario. And then I got a tent over our reception area. Yeah. So had it stormed like angled rain, we would have been screwed. But I'm like, even if it just rains, the dance floor covered, the food's covered, like we could stay outside. Now we did pay for a fire show, and I don't know if they could have performed. Yeah, I don't know how they can do that in the rain. So we were so lucky though.
Do you remember though? We were planning this, and you guys went over the rain, and you were stressing out like, well, but what if it rains? And what I say, I go, it's not gonna rain. It's just stop. It's not going to rain. Like, that's kind of our differences in life. Is that you are very stressful, and I love that about you. Like, you do care, and you're like, you're.
That sounds like you really like it.
No, but you are like a big stress ball, And I was like,
well, somebody's got to prepare for stuff. It might be you got to be like, oh, whatever. You don't even know where we got married. You don't.
That's
remember.
Not true. But I made a mistake. But I was like, why are we? It's not gonna rain, and if it does rain, we'll figure it out. Like, but only.
But my thing is when picking where, I wanted to know what was the backup plan. So I was happy with, like, I had the fail safes. Like, I wanted a tent because it was way more gorgeous to have the tent with the chandeliers hanging from it and lighting.
Also more expensive.
It was more expensive, and I don't give a fuck. Okay, so that's what I wanted, and that's what I got.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you want, baby.
Yeah, because I visually, I loved the tent. And what was funny about our wedding is that they had to set the tent up the day before, like the evening before.
This pissed me off, actually.
I know. And then they fucking used the tent.
For like some show.
They had a show going on, and they had all the seats on it. Everyone's like, this is gorgeous. And I'm like, can I have a discount?
Yeah, that was our tent.
That was our tent.
Like, so at least they could have split the cost with us, like Friday, Saturday.
But I mean, their excuse was like, we would have been fine having this event without the tent. Your tent had to be up. But I was like.
And they should have been outside.
I'm like, get out of my tent, bitch.
No
shade.
No shade.
I was like, get out of my tent.
we gave those people an amazing experience.
A beautiful, expensive experience. Yeah. It was the same with, we bought, we paid for flowers that went around the doorway of the church. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah, because the church was inside.
Yeah. So we paid for huge, so ironically, when we were looking for a venue, our colors were blue and red.
Cubs.
That's fine, yeah. But I thought he'd like that, but I always wanted red roses because my middle name's Rose. And then I wanted the Clase Azul bottles as part of the centerpieces, so the blue. So I'm like, these are vibrant, they're fun, it's the colors I wanted, and I knew he'd like it for the Cubs too, so it worked out. So ironically, when we're picking a venue, I really wanted to get married in a church, even though we were in Mexico. I'm like, I want a church.
A chapel.
I wanted a chapel.
Old school Mexican chapel.
That's what I wanted, obviously, because we were in Mexico. So we show up. This church is blue. I go, what are the odds that the church is painted blue? It was amazing. So we did red roses and this huge red thing all on the outside. So it was our wedding colors were literally the church. But I felt the same way because people kept taking pictures with the damn flowers and like posting their photos, not our guests, like just strangers.
Yeah.
When people were trying to get into our wedding, people were walking up the doors to take pictures. And I'm like, could you move? Like, it's for our guests.
They really should have, like, given our wedding for free because we provided so many
Instagrammable moments. And I don't care, but I was also like, the only thing that bothered me about our venue, because I did love it, is that they needed to do a better job. Like, people were trying to like walk up to our chapel and walk up to this, and outside the wedding hours, fine, whatever. Like, I mean, you used my tent, but like my wedding was the next day, whatever. But like, not during you need to tell people, like, this is an expensive wedding, go away. Like, this is not your day.
Kenzie and Roman needed security for our wedding.
I know, and I understand that everything looked pretty, so people wanted to be, like, nosy, but I'm like, you need to back up. This is not, because we found out that people kept, like, kind of looking, like, kind of walking into our cocktail hour a little because it was pretty. Yeah. And I don't care because it's like, we were already paying for full bar, so it's not like the end of the day, but like, it's whatever. Well,
here's the deal. We should have probably had a little bit more of an influencer mindset back then.
Yes.
But we didn't, and we ended up paying handsomely for that.
Yep.
But you have kind of recently gotten that mindset, that influencer mindset, and it's worked out to our benefit. Why don't you explain how Kenzie and Roman have become somewhat influencers?
We're baby influencers. No, so my thing is I really struggle. Like, when people reach out to me like, hey, do you want to do a partnership on this? I get super excited and I can't wait to do it. I struggle reaching out to people. One, I just haven't thought like that. Like, I just do my radio show, whatever. And then two, I just always feel guilty. I never want someone to be like, oh, what? She thinks she's so important. She's on the radio. Like, we should collaborate with her. I don't feel that way. I'm not saying that. Right. Like, it just makes me uncomfortable. We have a friend, Hillary, who she has like a blog, and this is what she does. So she's not like in media, but she's like an influencer, right? And she does amazing. She gets invited to all these things. And every time I ask her something like, how'd you get this? Or she's like, I reach out. I send them this email, and I go, I need to just send emails and ask. And it's not because I think I'm so important. I'll never be offended if someone doesn't, but we're only hurting ourselves by never offering, because there's probably people out there who think that we wouldn't be willing to collaborate with them.
Right.
Like, well, they're not going to want, to do this.
I found out a long time ago that if you don't ask, the answer is 100% no.
Right. And I pulled him aside. I go, from now on, every time we want to do something, we want to go somewhere, we want to try something, I'm reaching out. And again, not in like a snobby way, because if they say no, like I'll probably still want to go or something. Right. It's not like that. I'm not going to be offended. So I thought about this, and we had already had Marino signed up with Goldfish swim lessons in St. Charles. We love that place. Tristan went there. Yeah. And Marino is a fish. When he gets in the tub, he dunks his face. He takes a deep breath and he puts his face in the water in the tub. And I'm like, stop doing that. And we have a pool, in our neighborhood. My parents have a pool. So I'm like, he's going to be around a lot of pools. I would love to get him in swim lessons, because a lot of it's about survival at that age. It gets them comfortable. They know to float on their back and like learn things like that. Because he's the kind of kid that I'm going to go walking in and set a bag down, and he's already going to be swan diving into the pool without me looking. So I'm like, for safety purposes, he has no fear. He runs off. I think we should get them, right? So I'm like, you know what? I know I already booked them for these lessons, but I should reach out and see if they want to collaborate.
So we already booked Marino for the lesson and already paid for the lessons, for the record. So then we did that, and then she had this idea, maybe they want to collaborate. And I do want to say, like, our social media channels and our voices, they do have value, right? Like, we are not trying to pretend that we are, I don't know, pick influencers or what, like,
no, pick one.
No, I can't think of any. But like, my point
I want to hear you pick
is like, my first name is Justin. I know I'm not Justin Timberlake. Your first name is Kenzie. I can't think of a famous Kenzie, but you're not Halle Berry. There you go. Right.
Rude.
I think you're prettier and you're more talented than she is. But my point is, we know that our platforms
side eye.
We know our platforms aren't that big,
right.
But we're in this Chicago area where we do have a platform, and we do have voices, and we do have a social presence,
right?
Where you're not just reaching out blindly. It's like, okay, well, you offer something as well. We offer something as well, and it was time to kind of put that to the test.
Yeah, and so I was so excited. They loved the idea, because I was like, whatever you're looking for socially, we'll provide. So if you want static posts, stories, whatever, but this is something that and it's genuine interest. Like, we would like our child to do this. So it's not like, sometimes it's the best. It's like, this isn't fake, like, please promote our blank. Right. I'm like, I guess. It's like, we really want to be here, and our son's going to love it. So it was a genuine excitement. And then that way our endorsements also that we're posting are genuine.
Yes.
Like, because we love it, and our son loves it.
Yes.
So they loved it. They sent us a contract, so they refunded us. It's just like a barter. Like, we do socials, you let us be in the class, right? And it was awesome. And I felt like really proud of myself.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm like, I just like got us something we were going to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on.
Yes.
And we're going to go anyways. Like, sometimes, like, social media, it's like, well, I wouldn't go there. So it's time out of my day, and that's why people charge for certain things, right? Yeah. And as they should in certain areas. But it's like, well, we were going to go. This isn't more time out of day. It's not more this. And these posts are great because he genuinely does love it. We don't have to fake anything. So it's been the absolute best. We love a Goldfish. If you're looking for swim lessons, how happy is Marino in these things?
He loves them. And again, my son, Tristan, he's 11 now, but like, he got him at like 1 or 2 years old, and he loved them. I mean, we are a Goldfish family.
We're a Goldfish family.
Through and through. And again, you could see the video that we did recently, the reel on at Kenzie and Roman. And I think you touched on something earlier that I want to really, really reinforce. We do not post about things. We do not talk about things that we don't truly love, right?
Yeah.
Like Goldfish, Marino was in the class before we even got this contract, right?
Yes. We were happy to pay for it.
Tristan was in this class, 10 years ago before there was a Kenzie and Roman brand. There's been 2 restaurants that we have done partnerships with as well.
Because they're good. If we went there and the food's bad, we're not.
Because we love the restaurants. Like, we are not faking, we're not faking being this kind of fan or we're like that kind of food. Like, if we don't love it, if we don't enjoy it, we're not going to do it. I don't care what kind of money or dollar signs they dangle in front of us. I refuse to sell out and do something that I don't really believe in. So,
well, I just don't want people to waste their time or money. I would never want to recommend something. Someone's was like, that's it. Like, people work hard for their money. We work hard for our money.
Yeah.
And like, to waste people's energy because they really like you and they're like, oh, they love it. I just couldn't, do that. I think that sucks. And I honestly think that if we were ever like invited to a food review and it wasn't good, I would be like, hey, we would just like to pay for our dinner actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not going to do the barter. We're not going to do the change. Like, I just couldn't tell everyone to go there, and I wouldn't ever want to hurt somebody else's feelings. I don't want to screw them.
And that's how you build trust with your audience too. Like, I think you guys are going to realize that if we post about it, we love it. Full disclosure, we did not get anything for free at Discovery Cove.
No.
But we loved it, and we wanted y'all to know about it, By the way,
most of our page was us paying full price.
Oh,
Just so you know.
Your birthday
Mexico.
in Mexico, full price, right? But we loved it, and we did a video of it because just kind of showing you guys what's going on. So anyways, as we stumble across more and more of these partnerships, we have a couple in the works actually, but these partnerships, it's like we're only going to talk about and endorse things that we believe in and that we love, like Goldfish in St. Charles, and they're very, very happy. It's so cool to get because you're like the talent and you're like the voice of the video. I cut the video and get it to a point where like you can now voice over it, and then I also kind of do all the emails and the posting and that kind of stuff, right? We have a good partnership. So, but I'm seeing all the emails coming back from the Goldfish Swim School in St. Charles, and they love what we're doing. It's so cool that they're excited about it. We're excited about it. And most importantly, Marino is excited about it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's fun. It's so fun,
He's amped up about, when I'm carrying him into the building, his feet, he starts to freak out. He's so excited to be there.
Yeah.
It's genuinely adorable.
I was excited last week because my favorite TV show, probably my favorite TV show of all time is Three's Company. Old school show. I mean, you may have heard of it before.
Is that really your favorite of all time?
1000%.
Okay.
Three's Company. Jack Tripper was like my idol growing up. I thought he was so funny and he made me laugh every step of the way. But probably my second favorite show of all time is Entourage. And I mean, you never watched it before, and then we started dating, and I made you watch the entire.
We watched it during COVID because we were like, well, we're home.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched the complete 8 or 9 seasons 3 different times, in full. It's just such a great show. I love it. And I mean, really, the breakaway character in that whole show is Ari Gold, aka Jeremy Piven from Chicago.
Of course.
And so you interviewed Jeremy Piven on your morning show, and he invited us to his comedy show last week, and it was great. It was fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. And he was great. He was not only great on the show, so he shows up, and not everybody does this, but he did our show live, which was, I love when they're interested in that. Yeah. And he stayed for which you don't do this often anymore either, probably a good 30, 40 minutes we did live with him. And he was funny and he was entertaining. And I'll tell you what, we had the downtime in between, and he was still engaging with us and asking us questions, and we were sharing stories off air, and he was just great. And then it made me so excited for his comedy special. He's a hard worker. I'll give him that. He literally, and he talked about this. He was walking up down the streets of Chicago handing out flyers for his comedy show. He works his ass off.
I think he's in a transitional phase in his career where Entourage was so big. He won Emmys. He won Emmys for Entourage because
he should.
He was so good in it, And he did movies before that as well. He's got a pretty impressive resume, but Entourage was the biggest thing he's ever done. And I think he's in a transitional phase right now where it's Hollywood has changed. It's totally changed. He talked about this in his comedy special.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think
coming soon to a TV near you.
Yeah. So I think stand up is kind of where he's pivoted to, and I'm sure I know for a fact he's still acting, obviously, but I think he's you know what, I'm gonna try this stand up thing.
Well, because you can do it. Okay, so with acting, you're always auditioning, you're always waiting for an opportunity, and it is within a lot of other people's hands. You can do an amazing audition, but then, for example, he filmed a movie that Jamie Foxx wrote that he was all excited about. He goes, "It's the best work I've ever done." And Jamie Foxx has yet to put it out because it's not exactly what he wants. So it's you get booked and it's the best work. And he goes, it's hilarious. He goes, it almost gives you it's an Entourage level of comedy where it's really inappropriate. And he goes, I text him every 6 months being put the fucking movie out. It would change my life. What are you doing to me? And the cast was insane when he was listening. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's all heavy hitters. So he's for the love of God, put the movie out. It's please. And so what I think about stand-up comedy, my point is that you get to go, I am performing tonight and tonight and tonight. And it keeps you really sharp and really ready. And he talked about how with acting, it's whoa, let me shake my cobwebs off. I haven't got to, you don't always get to be in a big movie, right? You don't always get to do that. Yeah. But when you're fresh because you're on a stage 200 nights out of the year, you feel loose. You don't need to get ready anymore. So I get it.
As you were talking about that story with Piven about Jimmy Fox and kind of waiting on him, like, you know, Kenzie and Roman, we have dealt with that as well. Like in this business, you're at the mercy of other people way more than you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like we could think we're great for this, and this, but it takes for like the big wigs to sign off on it.
And by the way, they can be like, oh, you are perfect. You're 1,000% perfect. We decided we're not spending any more money this year though. It's like, oh, okay. So we're perfect. You want the show. It's the best idea you've ever heard, but we're not investing in any idea. Like literally verbatim, we've been told things like that. So it's just a hard climate where people want the most. They want the most money they've ever made, and they want to spend the least amount they've ever spent. And it makes it really hard to get gigs, to get paid. And like the movie companies aren't really putting out just like funny comedies. They're only putting out like Marvel. You have to be in a fucking Marvel movie because it's gonna make a certain amount. Superheroes bring in a lot of money, so they'll invest in that.
And Piven's comedy special, he talks a lot about. I think it's called like "I'm Not Bitter" or "I Am Bitter" because he is bitter about a lot of things, but he embraces that because he made that Marvel comment. Like Hollywood's not doing anything unless you're freaking Ant-Man. You know, like so like there's definitely that in his life right now. And I mean, and by the way, he's doing just fine. But I think his pivot is definitely stand-up comedy. Yeah. And so, anyways, it was awesome. We had so much fun. He was great. We met him before the show as well as a couple. He was super great to us. Actually, even on Instagram, like resharing our stuff. Yeah. And he was awesome, right?
He really was.
So I posted a picture of Kenzie and Roman and Jeremy Piven, and a lot of people loved it. A lot of people were like, I heard he's a douchebag. I heard he's a jerk. Even one of my really good friends, I'm not going to say his name, was like, that was the biggest douchebag I've ever met my entire life, 5 years ago. And I was like, well, he was great to you on the radio. Yes. He was great to me and you in person. And it got me thinking, I was like, wow, like there's some bad, sorry about that. There are some bad vibes that maybe back in the day he was a jerk. Maybe they caught him on a bad day. My God, I keep hitting the microphone.
How about you put your hands down?
Sorry.
What do you need to, why are you, I don't know. Are you conducting an orchestra? Put your hands down.
This is amping me up. No, but it was definitely a theme with Jeremy Piven, and I don't understand it because he was great to us. I will say Sammy Sosa from the Cubs, same thing. I got to know Sosa very well this past year, did a couple events with him as well, and a lot of people love him, but there were a lot of people that were like, he was a jagoff back in the, and I couldn't believe it because it wasn't the guy that I knew. I didn't know Sammy Sosa when he was 21. I didn't know Jeremy Piven when he was 30. I know them now. I met them now, and they just seem like really good dudes, but everyone's got a pass, right?
And one thing I will say is meeting someone once does not mean you know somebody. And on top of that, knowing somebody who met somebody once really doesn't mean you know. People love to go, my second cousin met him 14 years ago. Well, you guys must have a fucking tap on him. Then obviously you know everything. It's like just everybody has bad day. Like the person that you were specifically talking about, for all you know, he was having literally the worst year of his life. We've all had moments like that are really hard where you're absolutely miserable. Things are like just, everything's rubbing you the wrong way. Or the circumstances. Like, I remember that I met an artist who a lot of people like, and he was an asshole. He was so awful. But I found out he was in a horrible mood because everything that was supposed to happen for his show was like going wrong. Yeah. It had nothing to do with his interaction. He's like, live it, like fix it. I'm trying to put on a show. I'm trying to do this. It doesn't mean he hates me and he's never nice to people. And also, people do change. This is like, I remember I got a lot of backlash even on QAnon1 when he talked about the Sammy Sosa stuff. And I talked about what a great person he is. Be like, when I was 5, I was mean once. So I'm like, okay, fucking relax. Like maybe over 20 years, he's reflected. Yeah, right. And the one day that you feel like he blew you off, because no one's like, hey, he lit me on fire. Like, fine, you could have a grudge forever. Yeah. But maybe walking past you once or something like that, you have no idea the kind of day someone's having where like, I just need a second. Yeah. I'm going to lose my mind. Sometimes people walk away because they don't want to be a dick. Yeah. By the way, when people walk past you, they're like, I'm going to fucking explode because this just happened behind the scenes. So I got to get out of here. Like that does happen to people too.
Well, we got a glimpse of that. We watched the Billie Eilish documentary a couple years ago, which was, I was never a fan.
I loved that.
I was never a fan of hers. I thought she was kind of, I don't know, like, I guess weird, but like I watched the documentary and I really liked her. I was like, oh wow. You
finally understood her vibe. You're like, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell them that one clip, we got like a behind the scenes of why she was so closed off.
She was having like a hard hard day. So she was going through a breakup. The guy that she dated during that like documentary was such an asshole to her. It was just awful. And she was really young, so she didn't have the oomph to be like, what am I doing? You know, that always happens when we're young love, right? So she was getting super just taken advantage of. He's breaking up with her after a show, horrible. And she has Tourette's. So when she gets really stressed, her Tourette's also like flare up, which she doesn't also love to do in front of people.
Right.
So all of a sudden they start knocking on her door, like, all these radio people are here to meet you. They want to see you, want to see you. And she's like, I don't want you. She's like crying, upset. She's having like the worst night ever. She performed. She's like, I did my job. I can't do this tonight, which there's plenty of nights where all of us couldn't necessarily put on a show, right? Yeah. And she went out anyways, but she was quiet and people started tweeting, she's such a bitch. She didn't even acknowledge us. And it wasn't, she was literally trying to be a trooper. Here she is. She's like a kid at that point. And that's the thing. A lot of times when people judge people, it is a story from when they were like in their early 20s or this, and they're not good at like, you know, let me just bookmark this. This isn't the end of the world. Like, we all remember when we were that age and something happened and it felt like the end of the world. So you can't just go, I'll deal with that in a few hours. Like we can when we're older, where I'm like, I'll get to that later. You know, like, it'll be fine. I mean, I think now, like, you and I could bicker. If you and I bickered when I was like 23, I'd be like, we're breaking up. And now we can bicker.
I think we did bicker when you were 23.
We did. We certainly did. And I'd be like, that's it. We're breaking up. I know that we're breaking up because we got in a fight. Like, I just felt that. Like, oh my God, we're fighting. So we're breaking up. Yeah. And now, I mean, last night we bickered at each other. And 4 seconds later, I'm like, how's the game? Like, it doesn't, you just handle things differently as you get older too.
We bickered?
So, oh, yes.
Last night?
Yes.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I really don't.
I told you to leave me alone about the stove thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm going to hit you with a pan in the face.
So to kind of piggyback on that, there's two sides to that story because, you know, celebrities are rich, living a very lavish life because of common folk like me and you, right? So, Billie Eilish, again, I got the behind the scenes of that breakup. That was very tough. But like, now you got to go into a room of radio people that have made your career and are playing your songs, which is why you have sellout tours.
Yes.
So, I mean, there is a flip side to that. You know, people say, you know, certain artists are jerks or whatever. It's like, well, you know, you kind of gotta, you're getting paid handsomely to be on.
Right. However, first off, she did the concert. It's not like I'm canceling my concert because that's really what you're getting paid for.
But radio,
you're not getting paid to be best friends with the PD. You're getting paid to do your shows and make the music. So you are technically doing your job. The other stuff's like extra credit, if you will, to have like longevity. It's always good to network. If you don't do it, you don't have to. But every single person has a bad day. The problem is when you're famous, there's always someone around. Yeah. That's the issue. And that doesn't mean there's not celebrities that are assholes. I'm not saying that.
Do you know the worst celebrity I ever met?
The worst celebrity you ever met? I know the worst radio person you ever met, but who's the worst celebrity?
And I'll make sure, I'll say his name, I don't care. Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes
that's a
was
bummer.
The biggest prick to us, and it sucks because I was a hip hop fan back in the day. I loved I love Busta. His videos were super creative. He would rap really fast. I mean, I was actually a big fan of Busta, and we were doing. I was working at B96 back in the day, and me and my partner are obviously. Well, I'm Mexican, but we're both white, right? And here's what I felt like. He came into that station saw two white boys and just closed off. And he didn't, and mind you, I'm super knowledgeable, and you'll back me up on this.
Yeah.
I'm super knowledgeable about music.
He's like a weird encyclopedia kind of person with music. It's like really creepy.
And back in those days, a hip hop fan, like I was a fan of Busta. So I was asking like great questions and I was really like supporting him. He was such a jerk to us. And I had such a bad take. It was the only time I've ever had a celebrity come in that when he walked away, I was like, wow, what a jerk. I mean, everyone else is on their best behavior and they're happy and they're fun and they want to be there. Busta Rhymes did not want to be at our station, interviewed by us, and it really rubbed me the wrong way.
And the one thing that I will say about that time period is I do think celebrities, listen, they never get there's always somebody in their face. However, they did get more of a break because that's pre-cell phone.
Yeah.
Now people are literally, you're walking down the street, you're not scheduled to do an interview. You're not scheduled, and someone puts a phone in your face like they were mean. It's like, get off me, man. Like, you can't actually be on 24/7. And so nowadays people are catching celebrities out and getting in their face. But back then
he came to B96
as a scheduled interview.
As a scheduled interview by their biggest stars. You know what I'm saying? So like be on. Even you can say what you want about Kanye West. Kanye West was awesome. We interviewed him 5 times and he was awesome. Busta Rhymes, the one time, was the biggest jerk, and it really bummed me out. I mean, look, that was years ago, and to this day, my answer for worst celebrity I've ever met is Busta Rhymes.
No, it for sure happens. And I'm not saying, like, for all we know, he is an a-hole, but my point was more, you could definitely meet celebrities and they could definitely be assholes and they could definitely be in the wrong. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, for example, when I'm like, oh, Jeremy Piven was so nice to us. I was like, no, he's not. He's me. I'm like, no, he really, maybe he did change.
Right.
Or Sammy Sosa was really nice to us and all the kids. Maybe in that scenario, it was a bad day. Obviously, some people have consistent negative or whatever,
well,
you know.
I can promise you this, and I'm not saying that we're celebrities, but I'm saying that if you meet Kenzie and Roman, I can promise you that I will 1,000% always be nice. And I can promise you that Kenzie, about 80% of the time, will be nice.
That's such I may not always be nice to you. Bullshit.
Oh, it's been so good to be back. I love being back. Bi-weekly, we are rocking it out every other Thursday.
Every single other Thursday.
every single other Thursday. Every single other Thursday. You can
coming
check
at
out.
you every single other Thursday.
And don't forget, you cannot spell romance without Roman.
Great.